Hello, I'm John Felt, and this is the Blue Water Outlook Weekly Water Outlook for December 23rd, 2012. It's been pretty interesting over the southeast U.S. recently. This is the rainfall from the last 7 days. The area of yellow received 2 to 3 inches of rain, and some spots even a little bit heavier, with two systems moving through. Um, you might recall for quite some time, Mississippi and Alabama have been generally wet, and then areas of the east have been dry. The other trend that is seen is that the rainfall has really diminished as it's moved southeast and east along this boundary. So even though there was a welcome recharging rain over northern Georgia and western parts of the Carolinas, it just didn't make it quite as much into the very core of the drought. So it's sort of split here, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But this is certainly welcome news. Look how widespread the above normal rainfall was last week. Blues above normal, and it was pretty widespread over northern Georgia. It's been a while since we've seen that. So it's a pretty active week, as well as parts of South Carolina, especially the western parts of the Carolinas. Florida, for the most part, was dry, and then again wet as well over Mississippi and Alabama. As far as snow goes, as we get into the winter, I'll be talking about snow. I just want to point out well to the north here, the blizzard you heard about. This is the actual amounts of snow that were reported. The orange is 7 to 12 inches of snow, actually 7 to 14, and the green's a heavier, greater than 14 in this region right here. And this is the extent of the snow cover, and this week it looks like there'll be another pretty significant band of snow right along here. So we're definitely getting more active as we get into the winter with stronger systems. I wanted to point out the impact of the rain last week in the area of drought. And this is always a little bit hard to show because I have the drought monitor underneath the area of rain. But if you look really closely here, you can see in red, this was the core of the most extreme drought, this region right here. And overlaid is the area of rainfall. So what I have here is the heaviest rain right here. And so that really did have a very beneficial right in here, 2-3 inches of rain over that core of drought. So we've been eking out improvements over the drought. And last month it really expanded, but this is going to help. And we have more rain on the way this week. So I think actually between this past week and this future week, this area of the drought right in here is going to see some pretty significant improvement. Now, if you listen to the weekly water outlook frequently, you know I talk about teleconnections, in this case the Arctic Oscillation. We've been in a negative phase now for quite some time, since the end of November. We've had 3 dips here. First of all, I wanted to mention that usually after about 2 to 3 weeks we switch back into a different phase or back to neutral. So just from a time frame, I wouldn't be surprised if we work out of this fairly soon. And the models are indicating maybe a more of a return back to normal or to neutral. And after that, as we get into early 2013, there's a very big spread. So it's hard to say one way or the other right now. But I think just from the time that we've been in this negative phase, it's possible that we could get more into a neutral. Now you might say, well, why have we been all of a sudden getting more rain over the southeast U.S.? And there could be a number of reasons, but one is that when we get this Arctic oscillation, the differences in pressure, and we get a tight thermal boundary between cold air to the north and then warmer air over the southeast U.S. And right where that tight thermal boundary is most likely where we're going to get the lows developing. We're going to have some upper energy because the jet stream has pushed to the south, and we're going to have moisture still in place. So we really indirectly or even directly, the Arctic oscillation is helping fuel more active patterns over the southeast U.S. And this week looks like it's going to be the same. We have the area of low pressure and the jet stream sagging south, and embedded in that jet stream, pockets of energy, and that's going to mean an active week for the southeast U.S. And these are the tracks of the low early this week. And to the north of that low, if it's cold enough in winter, it is, we could have heavy snow, and to the south of that track, showers and thunderstorms. I wanted to sort of mention this is this area of low pressure, and this is a very typical precipitation pattern. To the north of the low is what we call the deformation zone, And the precipitation is usually more steady in that area versus showery. And if it's in cold enough air, that'll be in the form of snow. In this case, it's expected to be in the form of snow from Oklahoma, Arkansas, up towards the Tennessee Valley. South of the low, this is expected to be more of a line of showers and thunderstorms. So we're getting in these very classic strong systems, and I wanted to point out all the different precipitation impacts that are possible with these systems. And it can be anything from freezing rain and snow to severe thunderstorms and flash flooding. So we're really getting into a more active period last week and this upcoming week. So it does look like a fairly widespread rain event over the southeast U.S. The only thing I'd say from an unfortunate standpoint is it really doesn't look like it's going to extend too far into the eastern part of the Carolinas or southeast Georgia, where it's also needed. But it'll be a welcome rainfall, and this gives you some idea where it'll go. The heaviest rain in purple, and that's a very widespread, significant rain. Like I said, I really do expect we're going to see some good possibilities of drought improvement over northern parts of Georgia, not as much over the southeast U.S. So the takeaway points, another active week, some drought relief over the southeast U.S., and I'll keep an eye on this change in the Arctic Oscillation that's possible early in 2013. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I want to thank you for being a viewer of the Weekly Water Outlook over the last year, and we'll be updating this and talking to you again in about a week from now. But until that time, enjoy your holiday, and again, Merry Christmas.